Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Wealth 28 Club podcast. In today's video breakdown, I'm going to do my due diligence to show you all that not only are institutional market participants heavily fixating their attention on the transformative potential of DeFi and the integration with the traditional financial system, but also that high net worth individuals are physically telling you all this in their documents, having closed door meetings on integrating DeFi and learning and educating themselves about DeFi, and just really showing you all physical proof that these politicians, these large organizations, they're making investments into the DeFi space. They are, having panel discussions on this. They're telling you guys that DeFi and crypto are going to be finally integrated into the back end of the core banking infrastructure. And a lot of people are sleeping on this information. So myself, we got Mr. Aqua today as the co-host. We're going to just be tapping in and showing you guys that this is a part of this new transformation, this digital transformation that everybody should be paying attention to. So I know that we've been pretty absent on the Friday live calls, but it's primarily because over the past month, myself and Aqua have just had a lot of personal endeavors happening. And so we put that on the back burner for a little while. But in the month of May, we're going to really pick up pace, hop on these Friday live calls with you guys, maybe have a couple of special high-end guests again, and just give you guys good, valuable information, research into this space, and no hopium, no hype, right? So Aquaman, what's going on with you, brother?
Man, another day, another dollar in DeFi, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the truth. That is the absolute freaking truth. All right, so you can see my screen, right? Let me just go down this rabbit hole real quick because this is going to open the door for so many things for us to talk about today. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, you're good, brother.
Okay, cool. So the other day, this was a post that I made actually yesterday because this is scheduled, but this is a document that I came across where ultra high net worth individuals are getting charged $21,000 to learn about the wealth transformation. So I said here in this post, lock in, smart money knows what's coming. Do not underplay this opportunity, right? And you can see here, this is a note from the author, $124 trillion wealth transformation will change hands by 2048. This is a senior analyst at this organization, and it says here in red, I have highlighted, it says, with trillions of dollars changing hands annually, the great wealth transfer is in full swing. Projects that wealth transferred through 2048 will total $124 trillion. While 18 trillion will go to charity, nearly 100 trillion will be transferred from baby boomers and older generations, representing 81% of all transfers. And then here, this is where it talks about U.S. high net worth individuals and ultra high net worth individuals. It mentions key terminology like the great wealth transfer. And then look down at the bottom, right? It's a report that they can purchase and look at what it tells you. It says that they can gain insights into how to determine asset managers and what they're engaging with, how they can evaluate shift in products and portfolios and construction trends, and understanding evolving service and technology preferences among the next generation. And so I'm going to show you guys here at CYPRX, we're tapped into that information, and we're not going to charge y'all freaking $21,000 for this information. And it is the information for a fact that the financial institutions are paying attention to and the high net worth individuals are tapped into. And again, I'm going to physically prove this to you guys. Some of the realest information in the freaking game here at CYPRX, but I'm about to blow your mind. So check this out. The researchers, because they're always on another level, they came across this organization called the Sovereign Wealth Fund Institute. Here's their LinkedIn profile right here. Okay, you can see. And if we scroll right down here, what you'll notice is on their LinkedIn profile, they talk about this event that recently took place. And we see this lady here. Her name's Christine Moy. This is going to be important. Pay attention. If we come over here, this is the actual event. Okay, so this is from the Texas Blockchain Council. This was posted on February 13th, 2025. This is all updated information. Nothing that I'm going to share with you guys today is not from 2025. Keep that in mind. So this is all fresh. Texas Blockchain Council said yesterday, New Age Wealth event hosted by the Texas Blockchain Council, Coinbase, the OMFIF, and the SWF Institute in Dallas brought together a distinguished group of industry professionals. This premier gathering fosters education and networking among family offices and institutional investors. We are proud to collaborate with the esteemed organizations to drive progress in the digital asset industry. And just here are some pictures from the event that took place. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that this is happening. It's so crazy, but hold on. We're going to get so much deeper than this, right? Let's get out of this picture. There's a couple of other pictures, right? I mean, like they're getting freaking awards. Look at this. Hold on. This is crazy because, you know, there's a lot of symbolism here, right? They are getting awards. Yeah, bro. Like if you're one of those coders in this one picture alone, there is so much symbolism. Look at the X's at the top, 3 X's, right? You got the Griffin here. They're getting Griffin awards. You got the American Eagle. Anyways, we're not going to get into symbolism, but yeah, just unpack this one, okay?
The pillars.
Dude, there's so much symbolism there. Anyways, so, all right. First off, I want to prove to you guys that there were no retail investors at this event. All right. That's number one. That's one of the most important things. So here is the CEO, if I'm not mistaken, of the Sovereign Wealth Fund Institute. And this is a Texas Blockchain Council panel discussion that he was on titled The New Age Wealth, a Revolutionary Shift in Financial Management. His name is Lakshmi Narayan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this name correctly. And this is from February 11th, 2025. I just want you all to hear him confirm that there were no retail investors at this event. So you all don't think I'm making this up. Okay. So just take a second and listen.
Yeah. So we are okay to invite ultra high net worth individuals.
Sure.
They can find in the TBC website, in the Texas Blockchain website. If you Google search Texas Blockchain New Age Wealth or SIFI New Age Wealth, they will find the link for that. If they are ultra high net worth individuals, they can register, be a part of the event. But we can't take any retail investors into the room, and there's not a solicitation, or we're not selling any product inside.
Yeah.
It's purely an education series for people to educate how is this new age wealth emerging, and why should they be.
Okay, so pretty much in a nutshell, he said that they cannot take retail investors inside the event. They're not soliciting or selling anything. It's specifically for education, okay? To go further down the rabbit hole, keep in mind that lady, her name's Christine Moy, okay? She is the head of digital assets at Apollo Global Management, all right? And so this is going to blow your mind. So here's the event, New Age Wealth, Building Wealth in the Digital Age, okay? You can come down here. You can see what they talked about. It says that there were renowned experts on blockchain, DeFi, and digital finance. Here's the lady, Christine Moy. You have another individual from the S&P Global who is the chief DeFi officer. Remember, my goal here is to show you guys that they're integrating DeFi and crypto into the back-end infrastructure. The high net worth individuals, they freaking know this, and they don't want the everyday average retail investor to know this, okay?
Network, ultra high net worth individuals, they can register, be a part of the event. But we can't take any retail investors into the room. And there's not an
Matthew Hugan also attended this event. Now, at a recent panel discussion that this gentleman here, Matthew Hugan, who attended this high net worth individual event, on a panel discussion just the other day, okay, this is from 2 months ago. So back when the market had first initially dropped due to the Trump tariff implications, listen to what Matt Hugan and this other gentleman said on stage about wishing that they could buy the dip in crypto. Listen to this.
Matt and I were talking earlier about how, ETH was down almost 30% over the weekend, thanks to Mr. Trump's tariffs. And we were just saying to each other, God, I wish I could hit the buy button. But like we're companies where you have to get things pre-cleared and so on and so forth. So ETH, guys.
Okay, Aqua, I don't know if you want to unpack that, but literally, like, okay, so just think about my thought process. If that's what these two people are saying with each other behind the scenes, and I'm showing you all this closed door New Age Wealth meeting that Matt Hugan attended, right? I'm going to blow your mind. I'm physically showing you guys proof that they're talking about this stuff behind closed doors. Go ahead, Aqua, if you wanted to say something.
No, I just want to say it sounds like they should change up their rules. And when they see dips like that, they get the automatic green light to hit that buy button, baby. Like, but it sounds like their hands were constrained because there's different protocols that they got to follow before they could, buy a certain amount or whatever. So, yeah.
They are in the process of trying to figure out how they can enter the market. And when I say they, I mean these high net worth individuals, these large institutions. They're trying to figure out how they can enter into crypto without moving the markets dramatically.
So it takes like the first movers to jump in and really push the envelope, like Strategy kind of leading the way, Rumble coming in, now GameStop coming in, everyone's starting to slowly come in. It starts at slow at first, and then it happens all at once. I think we're at that point now in 2025 where it's going to happen all at once. And it just needed like some legs over the last 1 or 2 years, and I think we now kind of seeing those legs. And I think you're going to see the floodgates open up here very quickly. Everyone's going to follow. They needed to see the first movers do it. They needed to see the first movers stay alive. And now they're just going to follow.
Yeah, I think 5 years ago, there was one company doing this. 2 years ago, there were like a dozen companies and miners. Now there are 70 companies publicly listed doing this. So the same CFOs and treasurers who frowned on Bitcoin like 5 years ago are now quietly asking the question how to buy their first Bitcoin without moving the markets.
Anyways, moving on. Okay, so back to the list. Now let's listen to Christine Moy, because keep in mind, we got chief DeFi officers at this event. I've also shown you guys how these individuals, these high net worth people, are paying $21,000 freaking dollars for this type of information. Here at CYPRX, I'm going to show you all how we were front running some of the largest names in the game, like World Liberty Finance, on when they were making their purchases into the DeFi ecosystem. Okay, that's what's really going to fully blow your mind. So let's head over here. I posted this video breakdown from the Securitize and Wormhole tokenization event that took place just the other month. Okay, and this is Christine Moy sitting on stage with Robbie Mitchnick from BlackRock, and the COO of Securitize. His name is Michael Sonnenschein. And she's talking about how in the near future, you're going to be able to earn rewards on your digital assets up until the very last second that you spend your dollars. Take a second and listen, keeping in mind that she is the individual at this New Age Wealth Summit with these high ultra net worth individuals. Okay.
But I can share with you the vision that I'm working towards, which is, okay, let's talk about how, like today, when I get paid by Apollo, I get it deposited into, my bank account. And, on any given month, I might check my account and say, okay, my credit card bill is going to be this much. I have this much left to, invest. Usually a hot mess and working too much. So I'm like, maybe I'll just put it in treasuries and get whatever the treasury yield is. If at that, and it's like a multi-step process and need to go press some buttons and call someone to confirm it. And then inevitably the next month I have to pay taxes and then I have to unwind out of that and put it back into cash and then wait until my check clears. Now in a future world, and this is what I'm working towards and building with each of you is, I get paid into my crypto wallet. And in my crypto wallet, I have almost like a model portfolio designed that's customized to me. It's going to be 10% stable coins. It's going to be 20% BIDL, money market funds. It's going to be 25% Apollo private credit and 25% Athena. Right?
Give me your pen, Robbie. I got to write this down.
Right. But imagine.
I just want to pause the video right there and focus your attention on something that she just says. She says that it's going to be 25% in Athena. Athena.
Almost like a model portfolio designed that's customized to me. It's going to be 10% stable coins. It's going to be 20% BIDL, money market funds. It's going to be 25% Apollo private credit and 25% Athena.
Give me your pen, Robbie. I got to write this down.
Right. But imagine.
Right. If you don't know what Athena is, the ticker symbol for that is ENA. Okay. Keep that in mind. Make sure you go do your own personal research on that. But that is going to be important in a second in this video breakdown when I show you guys that World Liberty Finance is making investments into these DeFi tokens. And on stage, I'm going to show you a video of Donald Trump Jr. mentioning that crypto is going to be the future of banking. And a gentleman from World Liberty Finance mentioned that they're integrating exactly what Christine Moy is about to tell you she's doing already with her bank, lending, borrowing, looping, earning yield to pay for things at Nobu when she's out at lunch. And the gentleman from World Liberty Finance tells you on stage that they're going to be incorporating this into the banking system. So I'm telling, this is going to blow your mind. So just listen to what she says here.
Imagine I have basically a customized portfolio to my risk profile that says Christine at all times wants to have her account in this pie chart.
Yeah,
right?
There's a smart contract that when the assets drop, it deploys.
It deploys automatically. And then what that means is that every last penny of my earnings is fully invested in yielding without me actually having to do anything. And what that means is that every last penny of my earnings is fully invested in yielding without me actually having to do anything. And then, if I'm having Nobu at lunch, and basically I use my Securitize debit card that's connected to my Securitize wallet, basically okay, here's $100 to Nobu, that's an automatic swap of $100 out of my BIDL into US dollars, into USDC off ramp, CU0 hash, off ramp to pay Nobu. And then essentially that means not only is every penny of my earnings deployed, it's deployed up until the last second of which I actually spend it. Now,
Tell me that's not a massive statement, bro.
Dude, I would love to sit down and chat with these folks. Yo, like, and low key, she was speaking about automation, and she was low key talking about AI agents doing things for her in her wallet, as far as, you know what I mean, putting 20% here, 25% there, putting it here up until the point I spend, and then move it here. Like, that's all AI agent talk as well. But she didn't mention that though. But it sounds like that's all intertwined though, for sure.
100%. And we're going to get into that document that I sent you from crypto.com, where they talk about automatic yield generation through the utilization of AI agents. So we'll actually, as a matter of fact, audience, write down that keyword automation, because we'll come back to that. We'll full circle back to that gem that Aqua just threw. But so yeah, right. She's talking about automation, and keep in mind, this is Christine Moy from Apollo, who attended this wealth event. I'm physically trying to show you guys that they're telling you all that this is happening. You got Matthew Hugan sitting at this event on stage at a recent panel discussion saying they wish they could buy the dip, right? Okay, so check this out. In the private CYPRX Discord, right? In the private CYPRX Discord, I personally let the community members know when I'm entering into the market. So when I'm dollar cost averaging into positions. And recently, myself and the researchers, back at the beginning of April, when the market was in extreme fear mode because of the Trump announcement, Liberation Day or whatever, we came across this project called SEI. And ticker symbol is SEI. And so doing our due diligence on it, I decided to make an initial investment into the project. You can see my message to the community. I always try to show timestamps so people don't think I'm making this stuff up. Not that I have anything to prove to anybody, but you know, there's a lot of people on the internet that say they're doing stuff but aren't really doing it. So this is a message I sent to the community Monday, April 7th at 7:50 a.m., letting them know my DCA positions. And if you scroll right down here, you can see there is a token on this list called SEI. And I said anything below 14 cents, preferably 10 cents. And that the level that I mentioned was active. Okay. Now, if we fast forward to April 12th, days after SEI had rebounded from its lows, we can see this is a document, or a Cointelegraph report, excuse me, from April 14th, 2025. Trump's World Liberty Finance buys $775,000 in SEI in an altcoin buying spree. Okay. Data from blockchain analytics Arkham Intelligence shows the purchase was made on April 12th by one of World Liberty Finance's trading wallets using USDC, which was transferred from the project's main wallet. It's the same trading wallet previously used by World Liberty Finance to accumulate other altcoins. And then right down here, you can see their investments. They invested in ETH, Rep Bitcoin, TRX, Link, Aave, Move, ENA. So remember, I told you guys, Christine Moy, what did she mention? She wants to have 25% of her portfolio in ENA earning yield, right? And look at this. World Liberty Finance bought 5.7 mil. Excuse me. Here's the buying amount, right? And then down here, they invested in SEI. The reason why I'm showing you guys this is because you can see the day that they made their investment. They made their investment on April 12th. Here at CYPRX, we pay attention to detail, doing the due diligence on SEI that we did. We made our investment on April 7th, almost a week in advance before World Liberty Finance purchased SEI. Now, if we come over here, what did Cointelegraph just announce 2 days ago on April 30th? Check this out. Canary Capital has officially filed an S1 for a staked SEI ETF. The fund aims to track the price of SEI while offering extra yield through participation in the network's proof of stake mechanism. What? Come on now, bro. What a freaking call out, dude.
That's a massive call, bro. That's like, that's like, did you have insider information, bro? How did you know?
CYPRX research, baby. CYPRX research.
Go.
The CYPRX researchers that are global. I mean, we got researchers in Australia, Netherlands, Pakistan, freaking Canada. It's crazy that because what people don't, okay, let me slow down. What people in the United States don't understand is that there is a suppression of information, right? And so what you can Google in the United States is not the same stuff that like people over in the Netherlands can Google. I mean, to some degree it is, but there's information out there that does not reach the servers in the United States. Like that's just a fact. And so our researchers, they come across documents and information that they're IP addresses can tap into, and it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, we got the gems. We picked up on some gems. But anyways, that's besides the point. So let's continue to move on. All right. So we got World Liberty Finance making an investment into these tokens, ENA, say, right? All tokens that you're going to be able to utilize in the DeFi ecosystem, right? We got Apollo's Christine Moy sitting on stage talking about how she's about to automate her banking strategy, earn yield up until the last moment that she spends it with a digital asset, 25% of her portfolio in ENA. Okay, put two and two together. All right, and then over here, I just shared this video breakdown literally today, May 2nd, 2025, where I said to you guys, the end goal is to give people a better return using DeFi rails. Pay attention. Now is the time to lock in. Education, education, education. DeFi and crypto are the future of banking. Don't take that from me, okay? Take it from Zach from World Liberty Finance and Donald Trump Jr. Take a second and listen to these two video breakdowns.
Stack rank the concept of digital assets for the relative. How would you kind of stack rank the concept of digital assets for the relative importance?
I think it's perhaps the future of like American hegemony in terms of our economic status, our economic might. And, I'm a late adapter, but I'm not an idiot. You see these things going, and like we're basically forcing this incredible technology away from America for the last few years. You're forcing them to go to places that people wouldn't even want to necessarily go, but they have no choice because they're not willing to risk their life, or jail, or just not having that understanding. So, I think it's probably as critical a topic as anything, because I think it's going to be the future of banking. Not just.
How would you kind of stack rank the concept of digital assets?
Right. So that's Donald Trump Jr. saying that he believes it's going to be so important to the United States hegemony in the future, and that it's going to be the future of banking, specifically talking about crypto. Aqua, you unmuted. What did you need to say on that one, bro?
Dude, like, I feel like his energy and what he just said is exactly like what we've been saying since last year, in March or April, I forget when we started talking DeFi, but like he understands it. He's like, dude, this is extremely important. Like, I even feel like they're going to pay back the United States' debt through DeFi mechanisms. Like, like he knows, man. I could feel his energy. So it's major.
Dang, that was a huge statement, low key. Pay back the United States debt through the utilization of DeFi. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's possible too.
That's crazy. All right. So, just to kind of like full circle and close up my spiel here. All right. So if you go back just to revisit, look at this. Oh, dang it. We missed it. We're gonna have to wait for the loop again. So, we got Donald Trump Jr. sitting on stage. Isn't JFK Jr. on the Trump, like, isn't he like the new health advisor or something for the White House or something like that?
Yep. He definitely is.
Excuse me if I sound ignorant on his position, but look at that. There he is right there. You saw his face right there? Saw him just pop up. Okay, so he attended this event as well. So I'm just going to show you guys that these politicians, they all are also attending these events, right? So they're not stupid. They know what's going on. And so if we come back over here, now let's play the second video clip of the gentleman. His name's Zach. I don't remember his last name. Starts with the R, I think. Zach something. But he goes on to talk exactly about what Christine Moy mentioned and how they are trying to integrate, DeFi, being able to generate yield, allowing retail investors to earn more than a checkings account would give us through the utilization of DeFi rails. And he is on World Liberty Finance. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he is like the head guy at World Liberty Finance, or one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So just take a second and listen to what he says here.
I know nothing about crypto. Everyone's got a bank account. Everyone's got a debit card, right? Most of us have some sort of job that pays us. And the whole use and reason for having a bank account is so you can get your money in it and you can go spend money. And if you have a savings account or a brokerage account, it's to grow that money and make it more useful, right? So our whole feeling is that DeFi can do all of these things better, whether it's self-custody of your assets, whether it's getting a better yield on your actual deposits by powering it through DeFi, or even spending it more freely. So our goal here for the retail side, and when I would speak about bringing in the next $100 million or 100 million users and the next trillions of dollars worth of liquidity into the space, it's not going to be by, making people understand how to become a crypto native, making people remember a 24-word seed phrase that they, bury in their backyard and give half to their mom and half to their Aunt Sally, right? Like, that's just not usable. So our whole goal here is to build a very familiar style Web 2 application that anybody, my mom, your mom, anybody could go on and use instantly. It feels familiar to them, like a Venmo, like a Robinhood, and allows them to earn, spend, and save all of their assets, whether it's their paycheck or whether it's their savings account or their brokerage account, in one easy to use place. And making it very simple, abstract away a lot of the crypto difficult stuff that's kept people outside the industry, and give people a better return powered on DeFi rails.
Go ahead,
Yo,
bro. Unpack that.
so much to unpack. But first off, I just want to say shout out to Zach. I don't know if you've seen his hands are tatted. Us tatted folks, doing our thing in crypto. But yo, like, dude, like what he just said low key too about Venmo. Oh my God. Like he kind of low key said like Venmo is going to be a thing of the past, like in the near future, because they want to build a Web 2, place where, the older crowd, whatever that age group may be, but getting them tapped in so they feel familiar, but everyone will be on chain. So like these guys, man, this is massive. This is extremely massive. That means that all the money is coming and they care, and they've been thinking about how to bring it all, because let's face it too, there's a lot of mindsets out there that like, I don't got a checking account. I don't got a bank account. I just deal in cash. You know what I mean? So like that mindset is going to be a thing of the past, and like you're going to have to tap into this stuff.
Yeah, and two, to go off what he was saying is that like what's really going to bring mass adoption of DeFi is making the UI, the user interface, as seamless as traditional finance. And that's kind of like where we're at right now, outside of, more clear regulations. It's kind of where we're at in DeFi. Like DeFi works, and it's also been battle tested. It's proven its longevity. It's been through the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. It survived. It's been through FTX. It survived. It's been through all of these things.
Away from that, I think DeFi very quietly is humming along like really, really well, especially given, I don't know if everybody saw that, but crypto had the worst liquidation in the last 24 hours, more than COVID, more than sort of like any historically. And none of these chains broke. None of the lending protocols broke or were unable to process transactions. These things are largely not reported in the media, but these are the silent spaces where I do see opportunity.
That have allowed for the infrastructure to be ready to handle financial institutional investments. But now it's more so about the user interface, getting people and institutions comfortable with the onboarding process and actually DeFi yielding strategies and being able to implement all the DeFi in a profitable manner, right? And right now, the complexities of DeFi are extremely hard for the everyday average user, especially somebody that doesn't know about DeFi, which is like, for real, in terms of statistics, a very large portion of the crypto, because if think about it, right, there's only 560 to 600 million active crypto users. There's honestly only like 8 to 10 or maybe 8 to 15 million DeFi users. Like there's not a lot of, am I wrong on those statistics?
It might be. So like whenever I've asked ChatGPT how many people are involved in DeFi, it always gives us the wallets, right? But like what I've always said, and the number I've always seen it kind of like fluctuate from, is like 5 to 10 million wallets. But those of us that are in crypto, especially knee deep the way we are, we got multiple wallets. So like we can't count every single one of those wallets as one individual person. We low key should count like maybe 2 to 1. You know what I mean? So maybe it's like half of that. Like there's not many people that are tapped in.
Well, regardless, I'll put up a screen share whenever I'm going through and editing this for the YouTube video that I post, and actually get those statistics for you guys, and I'll post them there. But I'm pretty sure I'm not far off on those numbers. Like whatever those numbers I just said, they're pretty close.
You're close. You're mad close.
So I guess my point there is that if we want to see the 560 to 600 million people that are in crypto come into DeFi, the user interface is going to need to be comfortable for them. And that's kind of where I think the whole thing that he was talking about with what platform was he talking about? Stripe? What did he say? Not Stripe. Venmo. Venmo is easy. The interface is easy. If you were a grandma, you know nothing about Venmo, you could pretty much easily download the app and be able to go through and send a payment without any real instructions. When DeFi strips away its complexities and becomes that easy for anybody with a mobile device and internet connection to just tap in without having to watch, without having to go through the Wealth 28 Club, which is exactly why we created the Wealth 28 Club, to help people with this stuff, right? Because it's not easy. You're going to lose money in DeFi, like 110% if you don't know what you're doing. When that goes away, we will see this become the new normal. And everybody, I wouldn't say everybody's going to be talking about it, right? Because just like not everybody yields on their assets right now and invests in the stock market, not everybody is going to be an investor in crypto and want to earn yield. That's just natural. You're always going to have the person at the lowest part of the totem pole. But more of the population, I'd say 2 to 3 billion people in the near future, like 5 to 10 years out, will 110% be more involved in crypto. More involved.
I agree with that. And I think what's going to plant that seed is that eventually these banks are going to they're going to go digital, and like USDC or real USD is going to be what people have in their possession as money. But the fact that they can get possibly 5 to 10% in yield on their money now, when, in the past, Bank of America has given us a 0.01 sliver of a percent, or even less than that, in your checking and savings account. So it's not much, but I feel like once people see that in the future, I feel like that might plant a seed, and there's going to be even more people that, hopefully come to crypto, because if you know what you're doing and you learn this stuff, man, like, dude, like, crypto is for life, guys. It's not a season. So
yeah, it's definitely not a season. I think that people that are looking to be involved in crypto for a very prolonged period of their life over the next 5 to 10 years will be the ones that succeed the best. Anyway, so to wrap that kind of up in a nutshell, I'm going to continue to show you guys a bit more proof. I've got like 4 more documents to share with you guys, and then we'll get into what Aqua was talking about with that automation vocabulary word from before. But, to wrap that up in a nutshell, I physically showed you guys that wealth managers are having these private meetings, these private events that politicians and global heads of investment offices and family offices and wealth management firms are attending, right? And all of this is from this year. We have those same people sitting on stage saying that they wish that they could put a whole bunch of money into crypto and buy the dip. We had Apollo's Christine Moy sitting on stage talking about how she's going to be implementing yield generation in her banking app to earn up to the last dollar that she spends. And then I showed you guys an investment that World Liberty Finance made into the DeFi space. Those same assets that Apollo's Christine Moy was sitting on stage saying, hey, this is what I want 25% of my portfolio in earning yield, are the same assets that World Liberty Finance invested in. We beat World Liberty Finance here at CYPRX because of the research that we do. And then you have Trump Jr. sitting on stage with the World Liberty Finance lead developer, whoever he is, saying that they're trying to integrate crypto into banking and that DeFi rails are going to control everything. Come on now. Like, how much more do I need to show people?
Yeah.
It's crazy.